how are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm so sorry for taking so long to record this video. I've been facing some challenges, but now everything is okay. My schedule was very tight, so today we want to grow cilantro microgreens. So I've posted a video on TikTok. I'm just trying to do another video so that you can see what you need to do. So this is, I'm just going to use simple things that you have at home. These are trays that you buy food with, so you can just use this if you don't have, but you need to poke some holes so that water can drain. So today we are going to be doing the soil version. So this is what we need and this is what we need. So you have to have this with poke your holes, and you need to have this one without holes poked, but it has the upper lid. So what we're going to do is we need some soil. So we are going to put our soil in this thing. So make sure you put, this is compost soil. So you can use potting soil if you have money to buy. But if you cannot afford potting soil, you can just use compost soil. But make sure that you have to amend your soil when your seeds germinate with organic fertilizers. So this is the soil that we are going to use for us here. This is potting soil, and no, this is not potting, but it's compost soil. It is made of soil and our dead leaves, what that we throw in our compost. So this is the amount of, as you can see, amount of soil that you need. You have to leave a gap so that you'll be able to water. So what you do is you need to make this flat, so you look for something that can be like this so that your soil becomes flatty so that you can be able to put your seeds. So what's next? You take your bottom tray, this one, then you put your tray with soil so that water can drain in the bottom holeless tray. So you do like this. As you can see, we now have our soil with the first tray sitting in the bottom tray. So what do we do next? Remember, we are using soil, and so we need seeds. So this is coriander microgreen seeds. This is 100% organic. We bought this from India. You can also look for your coriander seeds. Just source those seeds which are cheaper for you, but for me, I bought this from India. So what you need to do is you need to put your seeds in this soil, but it must be make sure that the seed density is okay. I'm going to use my hands. I'm not going to use any seed shaker. I will use my hands. Make sure that the seeds are not sitting on top of one another. They're spread evenly. Make sure that no seed is sitting on one another, but it's a blanket. So make sure that you are creating a blanket and no seeds are sitting on top of one another, so that we avoid molds when the seeds are about to germinate. So this is what you are supposed to do. Let me show you what it will be like. Let me show you. I don't have someone who can hold the camera for me, so now let me show you what it is going to be like. So your seeds must be like this, no spaces, no seed which must be sitting on one another. So this is what you need to do. So after that, you put a thin layer of soil on top of your seeds. A thin layer of soil on top of your seeds, so that, because coriander seeds they are big, so they need a little bit of weight so that they germinate well. As compared to other seeds, you might not put any soil, but they still germinate well. So for coriander, you need to put a thin layer of soil on top. This will speed up the germination process, and also the outer layer of the seeds will fall up when they are, or fall down, sorry, when they are germinating. So this is how we do our coriander seeds. Or in other countries it is called dania, in other country we call it cilantro. So you use the word that you want. that is suitable for your country. So this is it. Then you look for something that will press down the seeds and the soil deep into the soil. But now I'm using my hand because I don't have something that fits in my tray. I'm just going to use my hand. So this is like this. So here you go. Now what is the next thing? We now need to water our seeds. So we need something that will give us a gentle spray of water. So we are going to use our spray bottle. So what do? We are going to do this with our spray bottle. Make sure that it's a thin, the fine mist which is being sprayed. Because if you don't spray with fine mist, it means you are going to splash your seeds out of the tray and out of the soil, and you're not going to get good results. So after spraying, what you need to do is you need to close your tray. Make sure that you have put enough moisture in the soil so that the seeds will be able to germinate. Because if you put a lot of water in the soil, the seeds might not germinate. So make sure that the seeds will be able to germinate. Just make sure that you have put enough water in the soil and the seeds will be able to germinate well. So this is what you do with your coriander microgreens. You need to put a little bit more water just because the outer layer of the seeds, like they are so hard, so they need a lot of water. So what you do after finishing, you close your tray like this. So what do you do next? For me, it depends on where you are. It depends on the temperatures where you are growing your microgreens. So here it's very hot, so they will germinate quickly depending on the what weather conditions that will be prevailing in your country. But what I usually do is, to speed up my germination process, I usually close my tray. Then, because I have other seeds that I'm also trying to germinate, this is another tray with seeds that are also going to germinate soon. We planted them the same day, as you can see. We just planted them, so we are also waiting for germination. So what we're going to do is we are also going to so using a bigger tray like this one, what you need to do is you take this tray without holes on top. It is called the dome, but in this case you're not yet doing the dome just because you are still trying to make the seeds germinate. So what we need to do is we need to create a dark environment. You know what, seeds, they germinate in a dark environment, so we can only create a dark environment by doing this, you see. So we have 3 trays: the bottom tray, the tray with the seeds and soil, and the upper tray. And after we do this, the same applies as this one. We just look for a dark place where we are going to put this. So I usually put in a cupboard which is dark. Then I will always be keeping on checking on if the seeds are germinating well or if there is enough moisture. So every day you need to open your tray so that you make sure that there is enough moisture. So here where I am, and these seeds are almost 2 years old, so they are very hard, they are very dry, so they will take time to germinate. So I need about 6 to 7 days for them to start germinating. But if you are using seeds that were harvested this year, they would need about 4 days, they would have germinated. But this was they are going to take about 7 days, just because as you can see from what this was pegged in 2021, maybe harvested in 2020. So you need see they are about 2 years old, so they will be very dry and they will be difficult to germinate. So they need a little bit more time for them to germinate. So don't worry. I was just trying to give you a clue of how you do your germination process. But if you have other seeds, just try to do this process that I've done, so that you can also determine if these seeds they use the same process. But the process that I've shown you is actually for grains or for vegetables or herbs with big seeds, that's the process that you are going to use. But if you are using other seeds which are very small, like let's say kale seeds, let's say like radish seeds, maybe you might not do this process. It might need another process. So we are going to be checking tomorrow to see if there is need for water. We're also going to be checking if we need to change our dome or our the top tray, so that we do the best. So guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow when we'll be checking to see what is going on and if there are no moths, because the most important thing is to control moths. And what it means is you have to put your trays in an area where there is enough air circulation, air which is clean, which will be circulating. So if you are doing it indoors, please make sure that you have enough fans that will be working for 24 hours. But myself, I'm going to put this outside in our greenhouse. So in our greenhouse, we use natural air because it is made up of both plastic and also the net. So we can screw up the plastic when it is day so that good air can just circulate. So this is it for today. This is your coriander microgreens. Because today is a Sunday, we are going to count up to Sunday again, and this is when we are going to start to realize germinating. But if you are using seeds which were harvested the same year, your seeds will germinate quickly. So make sure that when you are ordering your seeds, you have to look at the day when these packets were packed. This will also determine how, the germination process and also the percentage of germinating. So we are having problems of this seed just because we imported this from India. Why? Because it's difficult to find coriander seeds in Zimbabwe. It's imported. So, but this year I grew my own coriander seeds, and I tried to germinate them last week. What happened is, within 4 days, all the seeds were germinated. They were already germinated, and it was 100% germination. So if you want to be a best microgreens grower, make sure you are choosing your seeds right, and you are choosing seeds that are still very fresh. There will be 100% germination. So I urge you to be a microgreens seeds grower. This will enable you to produce good microgreens. Or if you don't want that, you need to look for companies that sell 100% organic microgreen seeds, and they are certified. So here in Zimbabwe, we don't have such companies, so we import most of our seeds from India or from South Africa. But currently, we are also trying to develop our farm so that we can also do our own seeds. So the best seeds to use, especially for those people who are in Zimbabwe where seeds are expensive, is sunflower seeds. You can start with sunflower seeds and follow the same procedure that I have done. This will ensure that you get 100%, but make 100% germination, but make sure that the seeds that you are going to use are organic and they are going to germinate. Because if you just take any seed, some seeds, especially the sunflower seeds, might be roasted. So choose those seeds which are not roasted. You can go to the bagged section in supermarkets. That's where you can get bagged seeds. They can do well, but usually we need the black sunflower seeds. Even those striped ones, they can work, but the taste is different from the black sunflower seed. So this is what I can tell you. So if you are in Zimbabwe and you think you also need these seeds, organic seeds, you can contact us. We can try to help you find these organic seeds. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope you are enjoying your farm.